Hi! I've been to Daiso recently and I've bought a couple of things that I thought why not make a haul out of. I've bought a lot of stationery since coming to Korea, but I've started using all of it and I'm not even sure which comes from which store. I have decided that from now on, when I buy something, I'm going to make a video as soon as possible. Show it to the people. I have some stuff from Daiso. Daiso is a Japanese dollar store, which also has outlets throughout South Korea. And I am extremely grateful because this stationery is leagues above any stationery that I've seen out in the West. I particularly enjoy the fact that the pens have certain nibs. I mentioned this in another video, which I think is the 10 pound wish haul. I'll link it somewhere up below. So here are the things I bought from Daiso. So the first thing, to get it out of the way, I bought some padded envelopes to send stationery to my friends overseas. You get 3 envelopes for the price of 1,000 won. That's approximately $1 US, basically a bargain. They're pretty big and you can get bigger ones for the exact same price, so I don't see how that's not a win-win situation. As you can tell, they're all bubble envelopes, and unlike the ones that I've gotten in the UK, they're all plastic and don't have a paper kind of covering on top of them. So I'm going to probably have to stick an address with tape. I mean, I usually do it anyway, but just so any of the marker ink doesn't rub off, because I don't think I have any permanent markers lying around. But yes, I'm very happy with that just because I now get to share my joy with the world. And yeah. The second thing I'm going to show you is this pen. I know what you're thinking. This is a pen. That's great. But the thing is, this is a special edition limited pen. So this company, Sarasa Clip, I saw that they had plenty of other exactly the same pens, but they just had plain black barrels. Instead, Sarasa Clip did a collaboration with Kumamon, and you get a little cute teddy bear. So yeah, that is actually pretty excellent. For the same price, you get more cuteness. I don't know how that's not great. The third item are these highlighters. Now I know what you're thinking. They look strangely familiar, and yes, when I first saw them, I was thinking the exact same thing because I like the fact that they have a pastel or mild kind of tone. Mild tone? Mild liners? Why yes, that is exactly what I was thinking. Another thing that prompted me to get them was that there were a couple of other sets and they had much heavier, much more saturated tones which looked like normal or general highlighters that you can find. But for $1, you could get 5 pastel highlighters. I couldn't pass it up. I tried them out, and as you can tell that they are more of a muted neon rather than true pastel, but again, for the price of 1,000 won, I definitely think it's something that you should pick up if you're ever in Daiso. My favorite out of the 5 would probably have to be the green, the blue, and the pink. Yeah, I really don't regret the purchase, and I can see a lot of use coming out of them, even though I will still be buying all the mild liners that I can possibly find, and they all exist here, and I'm extremely happy. But yeah, another good item, and I really recommend you picking it up if you're ever here. The fourth item is going to be this pack of fine liners. Now we all know Staedtler and several other companies produce their own fine liners. I saw these for 3,000 won and I thought, why not? Especially because the colors, some of the colors look really nice and pretty. I know I'm going to be using a lot of stationery in the future, so I thought, why not? It's a really good idea. I should probably mention that they're all water-based and there are 12 colors in total, so you're basically getting 40 cents per pen. If not cheaper, actually about something like 32 cents per pen. So they come in this little case that you have to open with a little tiny clasp, which is pretty nice. What I like about them is that they seem to be quite muted. The color seems to be quite muted and very interesting collection of colors, and they're very fine. And I basically have nothing bad to say about them. I really hope that they last a long time because then I know that they're a great dupe for a more expensive brand, which I'm going to show you as my next item that I got. So the last item that I got were these 2 pens from Manami. I've seen them for a bit more. I think I've actually bought them for a bit more money from places like Artbox, etc. I do think it is the exact same pen as I got previously. So I went and got another pen that I recently got. It's also from Minami. I got this pen for something like 800 or even 1,001 per pen, and you get two for the same price. And there was an entire row of them just hanging about. They seem to be exactly the same as the one that I bought, and I'm really happy for that, because now I know that if I go to Daiso I can get these pens for cheaper, and they're great. They have two tips, a medium and a fine tip, and yeah, you can use them from anything from sketching to writing to highlighting to whatever really that you want. So I'm going to be extremely happy if they do last for as long as the ones that I have been using, because they've been great. So that is it from my short Daiso haul. I hope that this has been helpful and that you know now what you might expect to see if you go into Daiso. It is a really amazing store. The one I went to, the one that's down the street from me, is tiny. But if you want to see truly a spectacular example of Daiso, then there's I think a 7-story one in Myeongdong. And it's great. Anyway, if you like this video, then I would appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, or you commented down below to say what is your favorite item. I will see you next time, I hope, and bye. Bye.